Ms. Lyde appears in courtroom, saying that the defendant, Mr. Ellis, is the man she has known to be her father for the past 26 years. Now he says he is not the father, and she's trying to find out why. Mr. Ellis, however, says that her mother was unfaithful, and he is going to prove that he is not her father. Here is how the case starts.
Ms. Lyde, you say that for 26 years you have known only one man, the defendant, Mr. Ellis, to be your biological father, and you're devastated that he is claiming you're not his.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Ellis, you say that Ms. Lyde's mother was unfaithful during your 7-year relationship, and that you are certain you are not Ms. Lyde's biological father. You are here to prove that in court and to clear your name.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's odd. Ms. Lyde says that growing up has been hard for her right from her childhood. She says that she's been in and out of foster homes for as long as she can remember. If that's the case, how then has she believed for 26 years that Mr. Ellis has been her father?
And so you're saying you were in a relationship with her mother?
Yes, I was.
And it was a sexual relationship?
Yes, it was.
And it was a sexual relationship where you did not use protection?
Yes, Your Honor.
However, what you're saying is her mother also was having sex and intimate relationships with other men during that time?
Yes, Your Honor.
That story sounds hell of hilarious. Mr. Ellis claims that her mother was out partying and sleeping with several men while they were in a romantic relationship with each other. That crazy thing is he actually has no proof to back up his claim.
I gave her the papers. They garnished my check.
Mr. Ellis, explain that. You had a DNA test already?
Yes.
Explain.
When I was away, her mother called child support on me. They came and took the DNA test.
You got the results back?
I got the results back. It was 99.9 that I wasn't the father. So I showed her the paperwork.
Wow. I think her mom might have to get up from that chair she's in and tell her side of the story. Mr. Ellis says that he had a DNA test done, and the results showed that he was 99.9% not her father, and that's the reason he stopped paying child support. Could he be lying?
This on this DNA test got was from her through juvenile court, but they never showed to court.
So
juvenile.
The bottom line is a DNA test was performed, yes or no?
Yes.
What were the results?
They say in the court 99% yes.
Well, I guess we've heard her own side of the story, and it doesn't go with what Mr. Ellis said. Apparently, she claims that a DNA test was actually done, but the results showed that Mr. Ellis was 99.9% her father, and not what he claims they showed. Interesting.
Mrs. Lyde, it's not that I'm not trying to accept you for who you are. I think you're a beautiful person. Your mother should have told you and quit lying to you. You deserve the truth.
I do deserve the truth. I'm feeling angry. I'm feeling really mad.
And you have the right to be.
What are you feeling?
I feel like, because me, I'm a mom, and I feel like if you are old enough.
Well said, Ms. Lyde. Well said. She loves herself, and if Mr. Ellis wants to deny her, she's good either way. All she wants is to know the identity of who her actual father is. Seems like her mother isn't even sure who the dad is at this point.
About who your father is, so you find your real father.
I feel like
That's why I called the
truth.
courts.
I deserve
That's
to know
why I
what's
called the
going
courts,
on.
because you deserve the truth.
In your court papers, Ms. Lyde, you said that you made difficult and unfortunate choices with men because of this absence of a father figure, the relationship with your father.
Once again, she's right. She admits to the judge that she has also made terrible mistakes with the men she has been with, and she blames it on the fact that she never had a male figure in her life to guide her. I honestly blame her mother for all of this.
She has a little brother that she and the little brother were like twins, and the grandmother, Miss Lyde Sr.'s mother, brought the baby over in the house behind mine every day for a week and said, this is her brother. I want her to know her.
Judge Lauren will certainly add that to the list of things she had to consider. Mr. Ellis's witness, who happens to also be his mother, says that Ms. Lyde does not possess any features that would mark her as one of her genes. She also says that she actually never saw DNA results showing that her son was either the father or not the father.
It's already built the hate in her heart for me from the day I was born. Like every situation I have seen her has been trouble. Like I've seen her on the trolley when I was 10. I don't know if you remember.
You were 16.
I was 10. I saw her on a trolley where we used to live at, and I approached her.
Wow. That would definitely have broken Ms. Lyde's heart as a child. Ms. Lyde believes that Mr. Ellis's mom has always hated her right from the time she was born, and she never wanted her to be part of her family.
I don't need anybody to feel sorry for me at all, because at the end of the day, I'm blessed.
I
just want to know the truth.
But the DNA test told it already. Told the truth.
Let it go. She's
Well,
lying
I haven't saw anything yet.
You have to understand, Mr. Ellis, her point is she's been told her whole life you are her biological father. You say you had proof that she was not, but she hasn't seen the proof.
Yep, we are all confused. Trust me. Everybody seems to have one thing or the other to say, and the story is just not adding up. Let's see if the results are going to clear the air, and we can get to the bottom of the whole thing. Here are the results.
Mr. Ellis, you are the father. Whoa!
I knew it. Yes.
This is another case of young kids getting pregnant at a young age. Now, Ms. Jones is in court with her mom because she's tired of the defendant constantly denying her child. She knows the DNA results will prove that he is the father, and she wants him to step up to his roles. The case begins like this.
Ms. Jones, you and your mother say you are tired of the defendant's denial. He's the biological father of your 6-month-old son, and once the DNA results prove your claim, you demand to be reimbursed for Baby Lyric's child care expenses. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ha 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 ha. He did not just tell the judge that he doesn't think for himself. Let's all assume he didn't understand the question. Ms. Jones says that she broke up with him because he is so immature and can't think for himself.
She was getting confronted of cheating on me.
But I ain't never cheated on him. I have never cheated on him.
But once
his family had him believe that I was the one who was cheating on him. And it was mainly you and your husband.
You're right, because me and my daughter were catching text messages coming through your phone.
What text messages?
You were answering
what text
your phone.
messages?
I've never seen people yap and yap and yap without making any communication or conversation. Mr. Houston and his mom claim that the actual reason for their breakup was because they confronted Ms. Jones about her cheating, and that's what led to all the yelling.
I don't know why they got their idea.
When you two were dating, were you dating anyone else?
No, I was with him. I was faithful to him.
So you broke up around prom, the time right before prom?
A week before prom.
When did you find out you were pregnant?
I found out June 3rd that I was pregnant.
That was honestly the same reaction that popped out of my face. Why'd she wait for 8 months before she decided it was finally the right time to tell them she was pregnant? That just builds room for a lot of suspicion. Something is not right with that story.
Out of the picture, you said it was between her and your son?
Yes, ma'am, because it's so much drama going on. When you call somebody 8 months pregnant and say, hey, I just found your number in my old phone, so hey, you guys are too much drama. I didn't want to tell you I was pregnant.
Her story is still not making any sense. She says that she didn't want to involve Mr. Houston's family or tell them about the pregnancy because they are such dramatic people, and she didn't want to deal with all the drama. Well, hello? Why is she telling them now? I mean, isn't this the same drama she was trying to avoid?
What does she have to
Wait,
do with my
another girl pregnant?
Yeah, she didn't tell me until she found out she was pregnant.
Yes, Your Honor, that's how it happened.
How the heck I'm gonna know she's
Facebook,
pregnant? How I know you
6
was
weeks
dating her?
pregnant, all of a sudden the phone call came.
Yeah.
Because you know these.
Yeah, so like
know
I
each
just
other.
psychologically.
And you 18
and
years
he was
old.
dating her.
And there they go again with the yelling. I'm not gonna lie, it's disappointing to see that both their moms allowed this kind of mess, especially Mr. Houston's mom. Her son literally has 2 ladies pregnant, and she's acting like it's not a big deal. What the hell?
Your Honor, I asked for DNA multiple times, more than 3 times, because I already knew that me telling them at 8 months that I was pregnant, I already knew it was probably gonna be like some denial. So I offered the DNA test. And then the mom was like,
So why did the coworker say somebody else was the baby daddy?
What coworker?
Manager said.
The manager.
The manager
Your
said,
Honor,
oh, you're one
Your
of the
Honor.
guys that she's claiming to be her baby daddy.
That's just wild. That's honestly just wild. Mr. Houston's mom claims that her son is one of multiple men who might be the father. She says that the manager of the store where Mr. Houston's new girlfriend works said something relating to her son being among other men who Ms. Jones thinks is the father of her child.
You are now Mr. Houston's
Girlfriend.
and you also have a child together.
Yes.
Okay. When you were working, a coworker told you something about Ms. Jones. Am I correct?
My manager did.
What did they say?
He seen Nigel come in and he said, is this the dude that dated Nakisha? And I said, yeah, that's him.
Well, Mr. Houston's girlfriend confirms that story. But then again, did the manager just pop out of the blues and say that? Or what led to him telling her that piece of information? Sounds really fishy to me.
You said that it's not about the timing, it's about the multiple men you were sleeping with.
Yes, ma'am.
What other evidence do you have that would suggest that Ms. Jones was sleeping with more than one person?
When she broke up with my son, she dropped him for another gentleman to go to prom with. When we were actually in the car with her, she answered the phone. There was a gentleman on the other line. She acted like she did not hear it.
Honestly, I believe Ms. Jones when she says they never tried to see her child. I mean, look at how they act in the courtroom. They don't even sound like people who want to be part of the baby's life.
His age, getting ready for your prom, you should be getting ready to go on to college. Figure out what you want to do with your life. Where are we now with this? Now we've got 2 children. Miss Hasty's had a baby. You have a baby. Miss Hasty, is Mr. Houston involved in your child's life?
Yes.
At least we know now that he wants to be the father of his girlfriend's child. He says that he hasn't been there for Ms. Jones's baby because he doesn't know if he is the father. Well, the DNA results are going to reveal that answer. And here they come.
Mr. Houston, you are the father.
Boom!
Miss Jones?
Ms. Upshaw has brought 4 of her daughter-in-law's children to have them tested and know if her son is the father of her kids. Crazy, right? She says that her son, Mr. Upshaw, married a loose woman, and she feels there's a high chance that the kids belong to other men. Well, here's how the case begins.
Ms. Upshaw, you have petitioned the court for DNA tests on 4 of your daughter-in-law's children. You say you have serious doubts because your son married, and I'll use your words, a loose woman who is rumored to have multiple lovers, including an old man whom she used for money. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Wow, that definitely threw me off balance. Even the crowd could not believe that she said something like that. Anyway, Ms. Mason, the woman with the kids, says that her soon-to-be ex-husband is nothing but a mummy's boy and he can't stand up to his meddling mother.
Well, let me just ask you, Ms. Mason, is this an outfit that you would wear, say, if you were going out with Mr. Mason on a date or something?
No, Your Honor. That's the clothes that I took at home.
And wear to the club.
Now, I never wore it to the club, but I will wear it to the club.
You will?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you know, since I met her, it's been nothing but drama, promiscuity.
Looks like Ms. Upshaw was not wrong for saying what she initially said. There's no way on earth Ms. Mason would actually wear that out of the house. I mean, what is she? A stripper? She can't be serious.
Your Honor, this young lady and him took it amongst they said I found out they was married on Facebook.
What? Jerome, hand me that.
They didn't even answer the phone for me for 2 weeks.
This is
my
what?
friend brought a Facebook post that was posted on Facebook. A young lady that I know brought up to my house said, you know your son married.
But why we gotta tell her everything? Me and her not together. Me and her son are together.
I'm sorry, but what did they just say? How do you get married and not tell your mother? Now they're making Ms. Upshaw look like she's crazy. It's very much her business if her son is getting married to someone she does not know.
I want to take care of my kid and I want to be there. That's all I want to do.
So, Mom, you shaking your head because you don't believe that these children are his.
Your Honor, I give the twins the benefit of the doubt of being my grandkids more than I do any other.
Let's start with Kayla.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to start with Kayla.
Yes, ma'am.
That's hilarious. Ms. Upshaw says that she doesn't feel Caleb, one of the kids in question, does not belong to her son because he has an old soul, and she also feels like the baby belongs to an old man she used to sleep with for money. I wonder what she's going to say next.
You had some older man that you were in a relationship with, and I want to be clear because she says sleep with an old man for money. Now I want to make sure I'm clear. Were you dating an older man?
No, he was just a friend.
So you're denying that there was ever a sexual relationship with the older man, or was there?
No, there was a sexual relationship. Yes, it was.
Oh, okay.
That's honestly not shocking coming from his mouth. The battle here has always been between Ms. Upshaw and Ms. Mason. Mr. Mason admits to knowing that she slept with an old man, but still believes he is the father of the child. I guess we'll see.
I gave her the benefit of the doubt because twins runs on his daddy's side of the family. His daddy brother got a set of twins, and his grandma and sister got a set of twins. So I gave her the benefit of the doubt. Then somebody comes telling me this other guy baby. And I did all this involve myself and them my babies. I love them twins.
She must really love those twins if she's getting emotional just talking about them. She says that she's built a bond with the twins and it would crush her heart if the results revealed that she is not the grandmother.
The twins come from the mother producing too many eggs. So she releases a bunch of eggs, the sperm's there, they make 2 babies. As far as the father of the baby's concerned, he can bring nothing to the union with the mom to make twins at that interaction. So they can be in his family. He could pass it on to grandchildren, but he could not cause her to have twins.
Ms. Upshaw's heart might be getting crushed. The expert judge Lauren brought in to talk about twins says that twins being formed have nothing to do with the male and that it's usually the female who's responsible for twins being formed. That didn't sit right with Ms. Upshaw.
Dramatized, like she said very fake. Like she's very fake.
Let me tell you something, y'all. Both of them fake. I'm gonna keep it like that. Both of them fake. I'm just sick and tired of it. It's just like I'm not with the drama. I'm not with it. I'm just ready to get the DNA test over with. All 4 of mine. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. Take care of, be in that life.
I'm not even surprised they're about to get divorced. Having a mother-in-law like Ms. Upshaw would definitely drive you crazy. Mr. Upshaw is tired of their drama. All he wants to know is if the kids are his or not.
Listen, there's one more baby.
Yes, ma'am.
Brooklyn, 1 month old. Beautiful little girl. You have doubts surrounding the paternity of Brooklyn as well.
Ma'am, young, this is my first time ever seeing that little baby right here.
You've never seen her?
Never.
No.
Never.
No.
Then
You never saw her either?
Did you have it?
Ain't say me, I'm talking about mom.
Did you ever have an opportunity to see her?
Ma'am, on my way, the day when I taught the show and I had talked to someone who about the show, my son had talked to her. I got on the train, I was going downtown.
Once again, it's really not shocking that she's seeing that baby for the first time. They kept their marriage a secret. I doubt there's nothing they can't keep from here. Oh well, enough with their drama. Here are the results from the DNA test.
Mr. Mason, you are the father. Are you ready for the next result, Miss Mason?
Yes.
When it comes to 1 month old Brooklyn, Mason. It has been determined by this court. Mr. Mason, you are the father. When it comes to 2-year-old twins, Carrie and Kawan Mason, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Mason, you are the father.
Woo.
Ms. Fisher is in the courtroom today to prove that the defendant, Mr. Stewart, is her daughter's biological father. Mr. Stewart says that he knows Ms. Fisher was with multiple partners during the window of conception and also says that she's trying to pin the baby on him because she knows that he is a good father. Well, here's how the whole thing started.
Ms. Fisher, you're here to prove that Mr. Stewart is your daughter Kalia's biological father.
Yes, Your Honor.
You state that your daughter has a serious medical condition and it is imperative that you know the father's medical history. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, clearly all Ms. Fisher wants out of this case is to know who her baby's father is. Her daughter has a condition, and she wants to know if the father has the same condition so she can give her daughter the necessary care and medication that she needs.
A week after we started messing around, she come out and she showed me a pregnancy test. I'm like, it's not my baby.
So a week after you all started having a sexual relationship, she brings you a pregnancy test and says she's pregnant?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
So you don't believe you're the father of her child?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Fisher, tell me what happened.
I woke up one morning, I wasn't feeling well, and I've been pregnant before, so I pretty much knew before I took the test I was pregnant.
Can she really blame him? They got into a sexual relationship, and after a week she says she's pregnant? Even I would not accept the baby. That right there looks like she's actually trying to pin the baby on Mr. Stewart.
After this is over, did the relationship continue?
Yes, he was just at my house like a week and a half ago.
I got bored. I got bored,
You got bored?
Yes, Your Honor.
When you get bored, you go over Miss Fisher's house and have unprotected sex?
Sometime.
He did not just say that to Judge Lauren. He better tread carefully. He is about to get on Judge Lauren's nerves, and he is not going to like that. Oh well, Ms. Fisher admits that they were together in bed just a week before the court case. They must really love each other's company.
What do you know and how do you know it?
Well, she named another potential father as the biological father, and then on top of that, another man signed the birth certificate.
Wait a minute. She named another man as the biological father.
Yes, Your Honor.
Which man is this?
Mr. Kern.
Mr. Kern?
Yes, Your Honor.
He's in court today, but the second part of your statement was...
This doesn't even make any sense. She initially said that he was not around when she gave birth to the child. Her daughter has another man's name on the birth certificate, and now she's saying that he chose to give her daughter his last name? What in the world is going on?
So, Miss Fisher, Mr. Kern, who we're going to hear from in a second, let's talk about your relationship with him. Were you intimate with him as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you intimate with him during the time you were also intimate with Mr. Stewart?
Yes, ma'am.
Was this during the window of conception?
Yes.
Did you use protection with Mr.?
No.
Well, newsflash, that doesn't count, Ms. Fisher. That doesn't count. As long as you slept with him without using protection, there's a high chance he could be a possible father. But why on earth would she be sleeping with 2 different men during the window of conception? That's just wrong.
Biological father, were you aware of this?
Yes, ma'am. I'm not denying that I'm not her father. I'm denying because Miss Fisher, she always been lying to me, you know what I'm saying? Because we already done went through this one time with an older child.
What do you mean?
We started inboxing each other on Facebook.
It always starts with Facebook, don't it, Jerome?
Yeah, we started inboxing each other, you know what I'm saying? Then we got reacquainted, you know. We decided we wanted to.
Wow, Ms. Fisher must really be on her game. The other man she had a sexual relationship with walked into the courtroom and said that this is not his first rodeo with Ms. Fisher. She did this same thing with her first child. What a woman. Paternity issue with 2 kids? Come on.
No, I was devastated. I was crushed about it.
So now there is a paternity question as it relates to Kalia, another baby. Were you intimate with Miss Fisher during the window of time in which Kalia was conceived?
Yes, Your Honor, I was.
Without using protection?
Yes, Your Honor.
This is just ridiculous. Were you all in a relationship? Were you what was it?
Man, it was just, I know you listen to songs, right?
You better listen to that advice. Seems like every time he listens to it, he ends up in a paternity issue with Ms. Fisher. Oh well, as you'd expect, he and Ms. Fisher were not in a romantic relationship. It was all about kicking in bed and having a good time.
And so right now she indicated the doctors were trying to determine whether or not a surgery would be needed.
So they would put a patch over that hole and try to keep the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood from touching.
How is it genetically linked, if at all?
So that's a difficult answer. There's lots of factors that come into play. There's toxins that the child can be exposed to in utero.
That's right, the stakes are very high, and this is no joke at all. Her daughter has a serious medical condition and she needs to find the father so she can avoid any catastrophic situation. The crazy part is none of these men have any heart conditions.
It's a shame that you're running around having sex with no protection and making babies and still doing it, where you could potentially make another one and be in the same position as this one. This is not a game. Miss Fisher, when you hear this and you talk about wanting your child to know who her biological father is, do you understand now the part you have to play in that lack of knowing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Let's hope all the scolding goes into their heads. None of them men want to accept that they are the fathers of the kids. I'm sure the DNA results will reveal the truth. Let's see what they have to say.
Mr. Kern, you are not the father. Mr. Stewart, you are not the father.
After finding out she had a terminal illness, Ms. Holshoe seeks to uncover the true identity of who her biological father is, only to find out the most shocking surprises on her journey. It's one roller coaster to the next in this episode.
Ms. Holshoe, you claim your mother had an affair with the defendant's father, and today you're in court to prove that he is your biological father. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Ms. Howard, you and your sisters say Ms. Holshoe is a delusional troublemaker whose promiscuous mother destroyed your family and ruined your home. You say Ms. Holshoe is dragging your father's name through the mud, and there is absolutely no way she is related to you. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Now things get really heated in a matter of seconds. It felt like they all hated themselves from their previous lives. Apparently, the alleged father had passed away, but his daughters, for sure, weren't going to welcome Ms. Holshoe with open arms.
And also, I'm in the obituary as his daughter.
You are?
Yes, I am, ma'am.
That was a big mistake that her name was put into the obituary. Our father's sister did that.
No.
And did not tell any of us about it. Our father didn't even mention her.
Ms. Holshoe found out she had a real dad in the most awkward way. Trust me, your mind isn't going to believe what you're about to hear. Her stepdad and mom were having an argument. Boom! The bomb drops, and she can't believe what she hears.
Because my stepdad was drunk and he was fighting with my mother, and he said, well, who do you think your father is? And so after that, my mother told me, and she took me and introduced me to DL, and we had a relationship.
Now the sisters for sure weren't going easy on Ms. Holshoe. They felt she was an imposter who was trying to spoil their family's name. They stood their ground and denied every single thing Ms. Holshoe said in the courtroom. Trust me, it was quite a show.
I was 19 at the time.
So you remember this day?
Oh, with clearly, like it was yesterday. They were sitting in a booth with my dad across from her and her mother. I was standing at the end, and he said, I just brought you guys here to let you know that she's your sister. And that was the one and only time that my dad ever mentioned her till the day he died.
Some really interesting stories started to fly around the courtroom. Everyone was trying to air out their minds and beliefs. In the process, some nasty revelations jumped out. Trust me, they weren't nice, and some of it was just super fishy. But Ms. Holshoe stood her ground by saying,
My father had gone to at the bar where her mother was working and caught her cheating on him. That gave me
No topic.
The thought that obviously her mother probably has no idea who any of her children belong to.
It's not my fault you guys don't want to know me. It's not my fault that your dad had sex with my mother, and I'm a product of that.
The courtroom was pretty heated up at this point, with both parties throwing shade at each other. Another one of their sisters walks into the courtroom. Surprisingly, she's on Ms. Holshoe's side. She believes that there is a chance that Ms. Holshoe is her sister. Now that's interesting, wouldn't you say?
I believe that she is.
You do? Tell the court why.
Because my father told me that she was.
She just needs a family, Your Honor, because her whole family, she's shut out. They've shut her out because she's such a devil.
Tell me about that moment when you were informed or your father told you.
Well, we were out one day, and I was about 19, and he said that he wanted me to meet one of his girlfriends. Okay, I had met several of them before.
Now she had quite a lot to say. Not only did she back up Ms. Holshoe's claim of being their sister, she also said their father was no saint. He was also messing around with other women. Wow.
He is our hero to this day. And I'm not going to bash him, but yes, he loved women, and that's just the way it was. Some men hunt, some men don't.
Okay, well said. Now your sisters seem to think that Ms. Holshoe's just trying to stir the pot. She's trying to get into your family. You two are best friends, and you all want to be sisters. And
well, it's time to spill the beans on whether she was really his daughter or if it was all a joke. All eyes are on the judge as she gets ready to give the final verdict.
It has been determined by this court that the probability of half-siblingship between Diana Howard and Misty Lynn Holshoe is 98.1%.
This is Ms. Austin's third time on paternity court. She's no stranger to proving her children's paternity to Mr. Wallace, who once again has doubts that her 9-month-old son is his. Mind you, she's pregnant with a third child by him, and she and Mr. Wallace aren't even together. It's a crazy case, and here is how it begins.
Last time we was here, everything started out okay. But we all knew that wasn't gonna last long. Raniel Wallace was still bouncing back from me and Kendrelyn. I had enrolled in school, but I never did go because I had got pregnant once again with Raniel. And she got pregnant with her baby, with her son. And as you can see now, once again, I'm pregnant again.
Seems like these three are in a polyamorous relationship and don't even know it. 2 women taking turns getting pregnant for one man is just so silly. And every single time this happens, Mr. Wallace doubts he is responsible for the pregnancies. Why then is he messing around with women he doesn't trust?
Because she's very promiscuous. When we was together, I had installed, it was like spyware on her phone. It's what they would duplicate her text messages and call log and send a copy to my email. And again, for about the 5th, 6th time, I called her texting different men.
Didn't see that one coming? If he truly believes she's promiscuous, why does he keep having children with her? 1 child wasn't enough, so you had a second, and now there's a 3rd on the way. Yet you call her a slut. The same woman who might soon be the mother of 3 of your kids? Crazy.
If I'm dead, so why you keep on sleeping with me? Why? 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 I'm pregnant again. Why? 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 Why?
Easy access.
Why? Why? You say that about
All
her?
right.
Yeah.
So
Why
now,
do you keep allowing me to sleep
I'm
with
gonna
you?
keep on just because I know that you with her.
Okay, this is serious. Ms. Austin's question is very valid. Why did he keep sleeping with her if she thought she was promiscuous? And why on earth is his girlfriend, Ms. Roberts, so mad? Was she really going to hit her in front of a judge?
Because I was hurt
But if you
by trying to get back to Aunt Raniel for the things that he has done to me.
And so at the end of the day, you all can see now that 2 wrongs never make a right. And then you were wrong for being pregnant and talking to other men and expecting him to then believe your child is his child automatically.
Cheating on your partner is no payback for their infidelity. It will cost you 2 at the end of the day, as we can see with Ms. Austin and Mr. Wallace. 3 potential babies together, yet they don't see eye to eye. What a terrible situation.
I feel like we have certain features, but you can't just base it all off look.
They have the same chin.
Let me see that. Is that evidence you'd like to present?
Yes.
Okay. Walk me through what these pieces of evidence are. The first piece is
The chin. You see that chin? Look at their feet.
so you say their feet are alike,
Yeah.
but they don't change your mind.
No, ma'am. It's just like you go to a police lineup. They put you in there with 6 other men who look just like you.
Really? His feet and chin? Those are the features you chose to compare? It's valid, but kind of funny. At the end of the day, though, as Mr. Wallace said, it's not really about the looks, is it?
A family. And I did what I had to do to move into the apartment, Your Honor. I do everything for him. I stood by his side when he had his apartment. He went through a lot, and I was there by his side. Never left, never left. And I could have left. I could have walked away. I had a family. Like, I could have walked away, but I didn't. I stood by his side in earth because he left me. He keeps leaving me.
You can't but feel pity for Ms. Austin. She loves this man. Yet he keeps treating her like trash and walking away every time. This information and the fact that they have been here 3 times show how irresponsible the man is. It is such a shame.
He left my house. He leaves my house and goes spends the night out at Kendrelyn's house, with his stuff still being at my house until I took it to his mom's house, and that's where his stuff been at ever since. He just came back to my house not long ago like 3 days ago, because him and Kendrelyn had a fight.
When you just broke down a moment ago, I felt for you.
These women are at fault too, letting Mr. Wallace waltz in and out of their lives whenever he pleases. If none of them stands up to put an end to this mess, they might just find themselves on paternity court for a 4th time.
It's determined today that Mr. Wallace is Raniel's father. Is that what you're hoping?
Yes.
You are?
Yes.
And Mr. Wallace, what are you hoping for today?
I'm just agitated.
You feel agitated?
Yes.
Tell me.
Because of the bull crap performance she put on. Look, well, I need to walk out.
Whoa, that explosion was unexpected. Mr. Wallace insists Ms. Austin is putting on a show and Judge Lauren is falling for it. He's angry because the judge is taking her side. This is a whole new level of reaction.
I'm not gonna let you leave here thinking I'm taking anybody's side. I'm asking the questions that need to be asked. Now we're gonna get you these results because you came here because you wanted to know, right?
Yes.
Are you Raniel's father?
Great, let's find out what the DNA results say and put an end to this drama.
Mr. Wallace, you are Raniel's father.